Good evening, everyone. My name is Marcia Gensler Stevens, and I have the distinct pleasure of being the director of the Stamp. And this evening, I am the wrangler, stage manager, mover-alonger for this amazing program. It is indeed one of my favorite events because I think it is just amazing to have so many extraordinary people in one room. And so you will get a chance to meet some folks and hopefully meet each other over the course of this event. But I want to give you a few starting points. And, you know, if I'm doing my job and doing it well, I won't mess this up. So you see here, there's these two really large screens. And then there's a really interesting place over there. While there'll be a lot of information on the very large screens, you can take your picture there just like you're on the red carpet. So at any point during the event when we take a break and you want to go over for a photo, we've got really cool people who will make that happen for you. We begin our evening this evening with a land acknowledgement that has become traditional in all of our university events. And that will happen on the screen immediately to my back, right and left. So if you'll just take a moment, we'll watch that short video.
Every community owes its existence and strength to the generations before them, around the world, who contributed their hopes, dreams, and energy into making the history that led to this moment. Truth and acknowledgement are critical in building mutual respect and connections across all barriers of heritage and difference. So, we acknowledge the truth that is often buried. We are on the ancestral lands of the Piscataway people, who are the ancestral stewards of this sacred land. It is their historical responsibility to advocate for the four-legged, the winged, those that crawl, and those that swim. They remind us that clean air and pristine waterways are essential to all life. This land acknowledgement is a vocal reminder for each of us as two-leggeds to ensure our physical environment is in the better condition than what we inherited, for the health and prosperity of future generations. We also acknowledge that throughout our history, our university has not always lived up to our ideals of diversity, equity, and inclusion. Today, we reaffirm our commitment to building and celebrating a multicultural community. Please take a moment to consider these many legacies of bias, prejudice, violence, and settlement that bring us here today.
We're so grateful to that spectacular former student leader. We are live streaming tonight's event, and some of you may have family members or grandmas or grandpas or friends who would wish that they could be here, but they can't. So the QR code will take you to the live stream, and then you can text it to that really techno-savvy grandpa, and they can begin to watch all that's happening this evening. So that's what that is, and please join us in showing and sharing that with folks that you love. The other piece that I would say to you is on the back of the program, there's another code that takes you to the biographies of all of the folks who are nominees and selected winners this evening. And that will give you an even better look at a bit of their story. So if you're QR happy, start there. Hold on the bios for a bit later, and you'll get a chance to meet those folks a little bit this evening, but know a little bit more about them as a result of their biographies. I'm thrilled to be able to start with the first introduction for our welcome this evening, Dr. Patty Perillo, who is the Vice President for Student Affairs and an incredible advocate for students. We see it each and every day. Patty.
We are all in for a treat with Dr. Gensler Stevens as our hostess because she is extraordinary at this. So welcome, welcome, welcome. What a joy to have us all gathered together to celebrate our extraordinary students. You, our Terps, are the best of the best and the brightest of the brightest this world has to offer. We know that. I don't know if you know, then less than 1% of the world's population gets to attend a research-run, renowned international institution of higher education like the University of Maryland. So we know that you are the less than 1%. Because of you, I believe in a better future for our world. On behalf of President Pines, Provost Rice, all of my vice president, dean, faculty, and staff colleagues, we are especially grateful to welcome our families and you, our students. If you are a family member who's here to support your student and celebrate your student, please stand as you are able so that we can thank you for your part in these awesome Terps development. Please stand as you are able. Let us see you in this space, and thank you, thank you, thank you. We are so very grateful that you shared your Terrapin with us. If you are a student who's been nominated, please stand. Let us see all of you. You are the reason we are here, and we never forget it. We join your family and friends in celebrating you. Thank you. One of my favorite writers who writes about educational communities, Dr. Ernie Boyer, says there are 6 principles of community, all of which I believe manifest here at the University of Maryland, but 2 that I'm going to lift tonight for our time together. He writes that communities need to be caring, a place where service to others is encouraged. Tonight you will hear amazing stories about amazing students who served others and our community beautifully. And this award ceremony is one of the many ways we underscore and encourage our students to come to know that our lives can be and should be of service to others. And students, in this concept of caring, I certainly hope you know we care about you a ton. A ton. Boyer also writes that communities need to be celebrative, a place where rituals affirming traditions are shared. For 43 years, we've gathered together to celebrate amazing students at this University Award ceremony. This celebration is another way that we strengthen our community. A celebrative event with food, family, friends, connections, awards, and honors. Students, I want you to know that my colleagues and I deeply value moments like this with you. In fact, we spend kind of a whole year together waiting for moments like this. We really look forward to ceremonies where your contributions are acknowledged and celebrated. We feel very, very lucky to have spent the last 1 year for some of you, 6 years with others, or in between, wherever you are in your time here at Maryland. Journeying alongside you as you are becoming is one of our greatest life blessings. Celebrating your triumphs and caring for you and your disappointments has been an honor. Witnessing the many ways you have learned, grown, and developed has been a gift beyond measure. Our campus community and we as leaders are better because of you. Thank you. Similar to your family and friends, we carry a deep sense of joy and pride for all that you've done and who you are becoming. Being educators means we've been invited to be your partners during your years here. Thank you. Thank you for letting us walk alongside you in this really important passage in your life. Terps, I know that if you are here, it's because you've been nominated to receive an award. And I also know that it means you are extraordinary, and I want to underscore that again. So I already talked about less than 1% gets to come to a place like the University of Maryland. But out of 40,000 students, out of 40,000 other Terps, you got an invitation to be here. Just let that sink in for a moment. Know that your nomination in and of itself is a tribute to your talents, wonder, and capacities. Some of you, our award recipients, will take your good works and continue to share that indomitable Maryland spirit with the world after you graduate. Congratulations on this milestone, and go out and serve the world, for it needs your talents. For all students who are graduating, please stand so we can acknowledge you one more time. Graduating grad students and undergrad students. You are awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You can be seated. Others of you will remain on campus and continue to build on your good work. Remember that we look forward to being your partners still. You have done extraordinary work. You're phenomenal students and leaders who've made a difference here. We are proud of you. We value your contributions to the University of Maryland. Thank you for a job well done, and congratulations on being rightfully honored. And I want to leave with my favorite quote on leadership, because for me, my deep hope is that if you've learned anything, you've learned this. Watch your thoughts, for they become your words. Watch your words, for they become your actions. Watch your actions, for they become your habits. Watch your habits, for they become your character. Watch your character, for it becomes your destiny. Terps, you are destined for great things, especially when you choose to serve others, choose to be good, and do good. Congratulations. We are really proud of you.
So, OU graduates, have you started to do that thing where you're getting a little melancholy even? Taking pictures of the last time you'll have a class in that room, even if the room is like the basement of Jimenez? I think there's something beautiful about the last times. Earlier this weekend, it was the beautiful Art Attack, so there was music in Ritchie Coliseum. But tonight, we have our own beautiful music. Cheek to Cheek is over there, and throughout the evening, you'll be blessed by their music. 2 out of 3 got their start in the clinics at the health center. They've subsequently retired, but they're still making beautiful music, and we're so glad to have them here. Now, the real test of whether you know musical theater or jazz or anything like that is to try to guess what song they're playing to sort of play people on and off. I'm always worried what it'll be for me, so you watch out for me. We are also blessed that there's a series of rich traditions that you've been a part of. One of them is the alma mater. And I know you've started your salad, and that's a good thing, because your mom always said you're only going to get to dessert if you eat your salad. So that's a good thing. But I would love to introduce you to someone, and then I'm going to ask you to join in a little bit of a sing-song. Tonight we're joined by Jordan Lee Embruck, who is an amazing musical theater senior student from Upper Marlboro, who, if you went to see Little Women or The Prom, you saw this talent. And she will take her craft and her ability and her intellect into Washington, D.C., into New York City to try her hand at all things acting and singing. So we are so glad to have this amazing senior with us. She is going to lead us in singing the alma mater. And for those of you who had any musical training or grew up in a household where singing was a part of your life, this is your chance to bust a move. So, in order to sing the alma mater, the football team told us we had to all stand up, and it's going to be on the screen, so if you don't know it, just sing along by watching the bouncing ball. But we're going to count on our friend Jordan to make us all look good. So stand on up. It's the alma mater. Jordan, I'm coming to see you on Broadway. I'm going to say, oh, I know Jordan. It'll be the best. There are far too many amazing folks to just have us eat our dinner in quiet conversation at our table. We'll take a few breaks for that. But throughout this evening, we're going to be presenting awards, and there are some amazing folks that'll be presenting those awards. There are a variety of student leaders who will be honored this evening. More of you will probably be honored in other big ceremonies that happen at college levels or in program levels or even within student groups of which you're a part. But I get to introduce you to the first of our presenters, which represent the rich array of leaders from across the campus. I promise we'll take some breaks so that you can introduce yourself to folks sitting around you or check in on a friend across the room. Our first three presenters this evening, our leadoff hitter is Zoe Nicholson, who's a student, a graduating senior, president of Omicron Delta Kappa. She is an information systems and supply chain management double duty person. She's a College Park Scholar, for those of you who had your start there too, and she's been president of the Student Alumni Leadership Council. I'm really lucky because I have her in her last class this week. She'll be followed by Dr. James McShay, who's an Assistant Vice President for Student Affairs. He also, in his free time, advises Omicron Delta Kappa, a terrific leadership honorary for students, just an exceptional human being. And as I always say, he's my boss, so if you applaud loudly, it'll make him feel better. And it'll be good. He is good. Jennifer King Rice, who is the Senior Vice President and Provost, will round out our first three presenters. She was formerly Dean of the College of Education and is just exceptional at advancing the strategic initiatives for the university. And we are so glad to have this gem of a person joining us this evening. So, as your mother would say, eat your salad and then you'll get dessert. More to come. Zoe?
Thank you, Marcia, and good evening, everyone. Every year, the University of Maryland community is enhanced with the addition of talented first-year students. This year's freshman class represents some of the brightest and most engaged scholar leaders the institution has ever admitted. With this award, Omicron Delta Kappa honors first-year students who have contributed to the university community across ODK's 5 pillars of campus engagement, which include scholarship, athletics, campus and community service, social and religious activities and campus governance, journalism, speech, and the mass media, and in the creative and performing arts. I am pleased to introduce the top 10 freshmen for 2024. As I announce each of the winners, I ask you to please join me on stage, and please hold all applause until the end. Arun Crispino is a finance and computer science double major from Bethesda, Maryland. This presidential and interdisciplinary honors college student serves as president of the North Hill Area Council and is a member of Alpha Kappa Psi Professional Business Fraternity and the Smith Investment Fund. Atrey Desai is a computer science and linguistics double major from Saratoga, California. This FIRE student serves as a FIRE Student Leadership Council member, CMNS ambassador, and associate editor of UMD's Stylus magazine. He also does research at the UTA ACL group and volunteers for various cultural clubs on campus. Maya Djorkovic is a public policy and government and politics dual degree from Baltimore, Maryland. This Banneker Key Scholar is a student ambassador for the School of Public Policy and the Honors Humanities Living Learning Program. She also works as an undergraduate teaching assistant and is a member of Kappa Omega Alpha, UMD's premier public policy professional fraternity. Elliot Gehrig is a mechanical engineering major from Severna Park, Maryland. This Banneker Key Scholar is a sub-team lead in training for Terps Racing and a member of UMD Loop, ASME, and Phi Kappa Phi. He also serves his Honors College Living Learning Program, Design, Cultures, and Creativity, as a student council member. Tracy Lee is a physiology and neurobiology major and sociology minor from Ellicott City, Maryland. As an honors ambassador in the Integrated Life Sciences program, she volunteers with Maryland Mentor Corps, serves as a treasurer for the American Red Cross Club, and is a member of Club Figure Skating. Ren Massey is a women, gender, and sexuality studies and Spanish double major from Boonesboro, Maryland, who also plans to attend law school. As an honors humanities student, they have volunteered with Terps for Change, and they are a faithful member of Queer Crafting and the Maryland Civic Education Coalition. Uchechi Umba is a pre-law government and politics major from Sykesville, Maryland. This Banneker Key Scholar, honors ambassador, and advisory board member of the Interdisciplinary Business Honors Program, serves as a Spanish tutor and as outreach director for Business Beyond Borders. She also leads as vice president of the Black Honors Caucus. Anishka Podar is a Banneker Key Scholar and University Honors student from Silver Spring, Maryland. She is majoring in bioengineering with minors in Spanish and health, humanities, and medicine. Anishka serves and volunteers as an EMT and as a leader in Engineers Without Borders. She also does on-campus research in microbiology on tuberculosis bacteria imaging. Kayla Sebastian is a pre-dental student from York, Pennsylvania, pursuing a dual degree in biochemistry and Spanish. This presidential scholarship recipient is in the FIRE program, serves as Elton Hall's Resident Hall Council President, is a Maryland Images tour guide, and interns at Mary Central Dental Services, a nonprofit healthcare center. Michelle Wong is an environmental science and policy and social data science dual degree from Timonium, Maryland. She is a Banneker Key Scholar in the University Honors College. She is the communication director for 17 for Peace and Justice and is a member of UMD's Maryland Student Legislator, Model United Nations, and Taiwanese American Student Association. Congratulations, ODK Top 10 Freshmen for 2024.
Good evening, everyone. It is such a delight to see all of you. To our student leaders, congratulations. We are so incredibly proud of you and all of your good work. So each year, the members of Omicron Delta Kappa select a group of outstanding sophomore leaders to honor for their contributions of leadership, scholarship, and service. Applying the same principles of membership for ODK, a group of finalists is identified that represents the best of the sophomore class. As I tell you about each finalist, I ask them to join me on stage. Eileen Chen. Eileen is a finance and information systems major from Rockville, Maryland. She's a first-generation college student who is part of the College Park Scholars Public Leadership Program, an inaugural member of the Smith Business Leadership Fellows Program, and a member of the Quest Honors Program. She serves as the president for the Women in Business Association and Alpha Kappa Psi, and the vice president of marketing for the Smith Finance Group. Gabriel Hester is a Presidential Scholarship recipient and the president of the Digital Cultures and Creativity, or DCC, Honors Program, a design director and incoming marketing director at C, a D&I director at Technica, an Adobe ambassador, a product designer at Hack for Impact, a resident assistant, an honors ambassador, a Do Good Institute fellow, and does designs for numerous other clubs. Additionally, Gabriel founded the Pedal Project. Dhruvac Marani. Dhruvac is an honors college student pursuing dual degrees in computer science and government and politics with an international relations concentration. He serves as student liaison to the College Park City Council and co-president of 4MEG, a music club. He is the incoming member of the University Systems Board of Regents. Let's give a round of applause to our finalists. The recipient of the 2024 ODK Sophomore Leader of the Year is Eileen Chin. Congratulations, Eileen. Fantastic. So each year, the Sigma Circle of Omicron Delta Kappa National Leadership Honor Society selects one of its members as Leader of the Year. This person competes on both the regional and national level for the very prestigious award of ODK National Leader of the Year. Thanks to the very generous support of the ODK president from 1937 to 1938, we named the Leader of the Year award the Colonel J. Logan Schutz Omicron Delta Kappa Leader of the Year after the late Colonel Schutz, who was an exceptional supporter of the Sigma Circle of ODK for over 75 years and a regular attendee at this banquet until his passing in 2013. This year's recipient is a second-generation Filipina-American who was born and raised in Baltimore, Maryland. The Spirit of Maryland recipient is a graduating senior at the University of Maryland, earning her bachelor's degree in American Studies and Sociology with a minor in Asian American Studies, who has had administrative and creative leadership roles in various Asian Pacific Islander Daisy American spaces. Won't you join me in congratulating the winner of the Colonel J. Logan Schutz Omicron Delta Kappa Leader of the Year, Lei Danielle Escobar.
Good evening, everyone. The William E. Kerwin Award is named in honor of Britt Kerwin, who served as president of the University of Maryland from 1988 until 1998. After then serving as president of the Ohio State University, Dr. Kerwin returned to his home here at the University of Maryland to serve as chancellor of the University System of Maryland through his retirement in 2015. This award is presented to a member of the junior class who has exhibited outstanding leadership and commitment to the university community. A panel of faculty, staff, and alumni judged the applicants for this award, and they indicated that the group this year was truly extraordinary. In honor of all of the junior class leaders who have been involved in student organizations and community, and who have contributed to campus diversity, all the while maintaining excellent academic performance. I would like to tell you a little bit about our award winner this year, Jahnavi Kirkarai. Jahnavi, please join me on stage. Jahnavi is pursuing a dual degree in government and politics, international relations, and public policy, and minoring in history, law, and society, all with a 3.981 GPA. She is president of Bridge UMD, vice president of Phi Alpha Delta, and serves as a resident assistant. Jahnavi hopes to attend law school and eventually work for the State Department. Jahnavi reflects on her leadership at Maryland by saying, and I quote from her application, "My time at the University of Maryland has been the most rewarding 3 years of my life. I found a place where I belong, and my leadership has focused on helping other students to do the same. From the very start, I committed myself to the betterment of our campus. I promised myself that I would focus my efforts on everyone around me, and since then, I have upheld that promise." Congratulations, Jahnavi. The Sarah Winnemucca Award is named in honor of Paiute activist, educator, and author Sarah Winnemucca and her tireless dedication in advocating for the rights of Native American communities. The award is presented to a member of the University of Maryland undergraduate community who has demonstrated a significant and ongoing commitment to Native American Indian and Indigenous communities. Our winner this year is Paulina Sofia Martinez. Paulina, please join me on stage as I share a little bit about you with the audience. Paulina is a senior pursuing dual certification in elementary education and special education. She's the president of the University of Maryland's Native American and Indigenous Student Union. She is passionate about supporting Indigenous projects on campus outside of NASU and advocating for Indigenous culture and history in the classroom. Paulina states in her application essay, and I quote, "I have contributed to providing a safe space and community for Native people on campus, while ensuring that the club continues with recruitment for next year. Although my time at UMD has been a little under 2 years, I have poured my heart and soul into the Native student community by leading the student union, being involved with Indigenous-related projects, and conducting newly found research about the representation of Indigenous peoples in the Maryland elementary curriculum." Congratulations, Paulina, recipient of this year's Sarah Winnemucca Award. Congratulations. The La Raza Unida Award translates as the People United. This prestigious award is presented to a member of the senior class who has contributed most significantly to the advancement of Latino and Latina student community at the University of Maryland and to the advancement of the broader Latino community beyond the campus. Individuals considered for this award also advance the general interests of the university. This year's recipient of the 2024 La Raza Unida Award is Gabrielle Acevedo. Gabrielle, won't you please join me on stage? Gabrielle is an environmental science student studying soil science, ecosystem restoration, and conservation. Raised in the Dominican Republic and guided by the motto, "If I don't, who will. Gabrielle has broken down barriers in the predominantly white field of agriculture sciences and encourages others to make a positive impact in their communities. Quoting from the award recipient's application, "My leadership journey at the University of Maryland has been marked by a dedication to diversity, environmental stewardship, and advocacy for underrepresented communities. From breaking barriers in the soil judging team to collaborating on environmental cleanups, I have worked to create a more inclusive and equitable campus environment. My hope is that through my actions, I have not only advanced the interests of Latina students at the university, but have also inspired others to make a positive impact in their communities, both locally and globally. Congratulations, Gabriella."
Okay, who knows the tune? Yes? As time goes by, beautifully executed. Thank you, my friends. Thank you for being so wise. Okay, how many of you ate your salad? Watermelon radishes are the rage right now, so I hope you recognize that fabulous inclusion. All right, so here's what's gonna happen. They're gonna come clear your salad plates, and because you've been really good, you're gonna get a really good main dish. But if you need a little sweet in the in-between, there are Maryland-colored M&Ms, which are making their return to this banquet. They are official M&Ms in Maryland colors. I just want you to know Maryland magic is happening. So you might need a little sweet before you get your main course. But my good colleagues in catering, in Good Tidings Catering, are gonna do that transition. While they're getting started and going ahead, I'm just gonna tell you a quick couple of things. My friend Ty, right there, is taking pictures. You saw him going get in a little closer, it's like grandma. And he's taking those pictures, and on Monday, they will appear on the STAMP website, the awards website that you went to. So you can take those, download them, send to everyone. But that does not preclude you from getting up from your table and being an exceptionally proud friend or family member who rushes the stage to take your own picture. So feel free, you come on down. The other thing is, feel free during this break to take pictures with friends at other tables, to go to the photo booth, whatever makes your heart sing. There's going to be a little bit of noise because we're going to be pulling and going and doing. It's also a good time to know that you can use the restrooms, which are conveniently located out the back door or the front door, you choose. But we'll back in about 10, 15 minutes. So also, take a moment to introduce yourself to the people at the table that may have come in late that you don't know. Thanks so much.
Never know how much I love you. I never know how much I care. But when you put your arms around me, I get a fever that's so hard to bear. You give me fever, fever. When you kiss me, fever. When you hold me tight, a fever. In the morning, fever all through the night. Sun lights up the daytime, moon lights up the night. I light up when you call my name. I know you're gonna treat me right. Fever, when you kiss me, fever. When you hold me tight, fever. In the morning, fever all through the night. Everybody's got the fever. That is something you all know. Fever is such a new thing. Fever started long ago. Romeo and Juliet, they had a very mad affair. And when his daughter tried to kiss him, she said, baby, don't you dare, you give me fever, a fever. With his kisses, fever when he holds me tight. A fever, I'm a fire, baby, won't you burn forsooth. Captain Smith and Pocahontas, they had a very mad affair. And when her daddy tried to kill him, she said, Daddy, Daddy, don't you dare, you give me fever, a fever. With his kisses, a fever when he holds me tight. A fever, I'm a fire, oh Daddy, don't you treat him right. You've listened to my story, and here's the point that I have made. Well, chicks were born to give you fever, be it Fahrenheit or centigrade. They give you fever, a fever. When you kiss them, a fever if you live and learn. A fever, what a sizzle, but what a lovely way, what a lovely way. To burn. way he described it. He said I'd be better dead than alive. I didn't listen to his jive. I knew all along he was all wrong, and I knew that he thought I was crazy, but I'm not. No, no. My analyst told me that I was right out of my head, that I need treatment, but I'm not that easily led. He said I am the type that is most inclined, when out of his sight, to be out of my mind. And he thought I was nuts. No more ifs or ands or buts. Well, they say as a child I appeared a little bit wild with all my crazy ideas. I knew what was happening. I knew I was a genius. But what's so strange when you know that you're a wizard at 3? I knew that this was meant to be. Well, they say little children are supposed to sleep tight, and that's why I got into the vodka one night. My parents got frantic, didn't know what to do, but I saw some crazy things before I came to now. Do you think I was crazy? I might have been only 3, but I was swinging. They looked at Alexander Graham Bell, they looked at Edison and even Einstein. Why should I feel sorry if they just didn't understand the idiomatic logic that went on in my head? I had a brain, it was insane, so they refused to laugh at me, cause I refused to ride on all those double-decker buses, cause there was no driver on the top. Told me that I was right out of my head, the way he described it. He said I'd be better dead than alive. I didn't listen to his jive. I knew all along he was all wrong, and I knew that he thought I was crazy, but I'm not. No, no. My analyst told me that I was right out of my head, but I said, dear doctor, I think that it's you instead, because I got a thing that's unique and new to prove that I've got the last laugh on you, 'cause instead of one head, I got 2, and you know 2 heads are better than 1.
So don't you worry if you're over there waiting to take pictures. You stay right there, you take the pictures. Thank you, Cheek to Cheek. They are good. They can close a song on a dime. They're still serving plates, so if for some reason you don't have yours and you're thinking, oh my God, they forgot me. No, they're still coming. What I love about this evening, and I'll introduce them while they're grabbing a quick bite. We have 2 folks helping on stage, Patrick Sowers and Scott Fleischman, And if you'll stand and wave, just give it a quick wave. There they are. So you'll note them all evening, passing, doing. Thank you so much, my friends. They are joined by none other than Matthew, who's over there taking all the photos. Matthew Ajada. Thank you so much, my friend, for volunteering, along with Emily Condon and Elker. You're over there, Urquhart, and I'm not sure where Ilker is, but lots of amazing folks have volunteered, and oh, there he is, over by the table. Thank you so much. We're so grateful for all of the folks who said yes when we said, would you volunteer? We come to our second group of presenters, and they will be presenting a wide variety of leaders. I met some family members during this break, and they're like, who were we at 18? Like, sort of in awe of these extraordinary people who are first year, second year, third year students, and some seniors. So we are so grateful to once again have an opportunity to meet some terrific folks. During this segment, you'll get a chance to meet Autumn Perkey, who is the president of the Graduate Student Government, a terrific soul, fifth-year PhD student in government and politics with a focus on international relations. I love the fact that we get to be on a lot of committees together, including the Stamp Advisory Board. And Autumn will be followed by Warren Kelly, who's a senior associate vice president for student affairs. I would be remiss if I didn't tell you he also is a recipient of the President's Medal, and he is a gem of a person. And so, Autumn, bring it on down.
Thank you so much, Marcia, and good evening, everyone. Oh, I'm on the wrong page, my bad. Today, I am very excited to introduce the Outstanding Graduate Student Assembly Member Award. This award honors and recognizes an outstanding member of the Graduate Student Government Representative Assembly. The award is given to an assembly member who has gone above and beyond the call in discharging their duties while representing the needs and interests of graduate students. It is my pleasure to say this year's recipient of the Outstanding Graduate Student Assembly Member Award is Devon Pender. Won't you join me on stage? Devon Penner is a first-year master's degree candidate from South Plainsfield, New Jersey. While studying higher education, Devon supports the Office of Undergraduate Admissions as a graduate assistant for diversity initiatives, as a representative for the Graduate Student Government. Devon also serves on the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee, Legislative Action Committee, and Community Development Committee. He also won't tell you this, but he's also on the Board of Education back home. Thank you so much. Congratulations to the 2024 Outstanding Graduate Student Assembly Member Award winner, Devon Pender. Next, I'm happy to present the Lord O'Leary Award, one of the most prestigious of our senior awards. The Lord O'Leary Award is presented to a senior class student who has contributed most significantly to the advancement of gender and sexuality representation and empowerment, as well as the general interests of the university. Named for the author and activist Audre Lorde and the late University of Maryland professor of theater Ron O'Leary, this award recognizes some of the university's finest student leaders. This year's recipient is Muntaha. Won't you join me on stage? Muntaha is an international business major and minors in sociology. She is the director of diversity, equity, and inclusion of the Student Government Association, vice president of communications of the Asian American Student Union, and a member of the Hate Bias Student Advisory Group. Muntaha has an interest in advocacy and policy change, specifically within the government sector. In the fall, Muntaha will begin her career at Bloomberg. Quoting from Muntaha's application, "My time at the University of Maryland has allowed me to understand the intersections that define who I am and the communities I represent. I discovered a passion for creating safety and belonging within these communities, and in the future, working towards policies which are inclusive and representative of all people. I feel grateful for the activities before me, and I hope to give voice and power to those who come after me. Won't you join me in congratulating the winner of the 2024 Lord O'Leary Award, Muntaha Haq. And with that, I would like to introduce Warren Kelly to the stage for furthering our introductions.
Good evening. For the parents that are here, I've met some of the students that are being given awards and the parents, and I'll tell you, this is a fun evening. I don't know if you realize how much fun it is for us that work at the university just to be here and be with these incredibly outstanding students and to be part of this celebration. So my first award I have the privilege of presenting is the Order of Omega Greek Leader of the Year Award. Each spring semester, the members of the Greek community recognize one of their own as the Order of Omega Greek Leader of the Year. This year's winner is Piper Jackson. Piper is a public policy major from Baltimore, Maryland. She served as the president of the Pan-Hellenic Association from 2023 to 2024 and as a member of the Order of Omega Honor Society. Within her chapter, she served as the vice president of Pan-Hellenic Affairs, chair of the DEI and philanthropy committees, and historian. She also served as a political engagement and advocacy fellow and a teaching assistant. During her time at the University of Maryland, she held internships at a political consulting firm and the U.S. House of Representatives. Please join me in congratulating the winner of the 2024 Order of Omega Greek Leader of the Year, Piper Jackson. The Vera Cruz Kochiyama Award is named after labor activist Philip Vera Cruz and civil rights activist Yuri Kochiyama. This prestigious award is presented to a member of the senior class who has contributed most significantly to the advancement of the Asian, Pacific Island, and Desi American community at the University of Maryland and the general interest of the university. A faculty, staff, and alumni committee considered an extraordinary group of student leaders, and we are pleased to present this award this evening. The 2024 Vera Cruz Kochiyama Award recipient is Rohana John. Rohana is a senior psychology major with an Asian American Studies and Spanish minor. She is deeply passionate about advocacy and equity and hopes to continue pursuing these two themes in the future as a counselor working with minority populations. Citing from Rohana's essay, I have found that all of the projects I have worked on to be incredibly fulfilling, and I hope to continue my advocacy work with the Asian community beyond college as well. I am very proud to have had the opportunity to not only serve my community, but learn from them as well. It has been an honor to cultivate and participate in discussions with members of my community and gain insight from them through these conversations. Our hearty congratulations to Rohana John. The Counseling Center Award for Student Wellness and Mental Health Advocacy is to acknowledge a University of Maryland College Park undergraduate student who has demonstrated commitment to college student mental health and wellness through their academic, co-curricular, and social activities on campus. Students selected for this award have engaged in a variety of activities that promote mental health awareness, help-seeking, education, and stigma reduction. Their work reaches a broad demographic and embraces values of diversity, inclusiveness, and social justice. Would you join me in congratulating the 2024 Student Wellness and Mental Health Advocacy Award recipient, Kevin Chavez Onia. Kevin is a native of Prince George's County who is studying sociology with a minor in nonprofit leadership. He serves as the Service Project Coordinator for the Secular Student Alliance and volunteers at the Help Center. He champions mental health, diversity, and inclusivity in all of these activities. He extends this advocacy through his role at the Homeless Children's Playtime Project throughout the DMV. Please join me in congratulating Kevin Chavez O'Neill.
All right, if you're really old, you know what that song was. Just because the lady is a tramp. Or if you watch Lady and the Tramp, the movie, the animated movie, which was really good when you were children. Thank you. Okay, now, you're having dinner, which is delicious, actually. And I want you to do me a quick favor, okay? I want you to look across the table and catch someone's eye. Got it? Got it? Everyone got an eye? All right. You have to tell that person, however you can do it, either next to you, across from you, you may have to walk around the table, one interesting thing about yourself, because you're learning so much interesting about these people, and you have it too. So one interesting thing could be something you did at the same age, or it could be that you're really extraordinary at flying kites, whatever it is, one interesting thing, go. But you only have 4 minutes to do it. All right, you don't have to say what it is, but if you heard the best story, or you think you heard the best story, raise your hand. Nicely done. All right, I'm coming to find you in our next break. My partner and I, he was an extra in a movie while he was in high school. He was the tallest kid pretending to be an 8th grader in a small town in New York. So I think that's pretty cool. What I love about this evening is the stories. And it's just a small snippet of the story, so don't forget those bios are on the back via that QR code on the back of your program. It still won't give you enough because there's such richness in the friendships and the stories that are here. The other thing I wanted to just ask in a quick question was a piece of someone's story. How many of you in the audience have at least one degree from the University of Maryland? Will you stand up if you have at least one degree? You can be a mom or a dad or someone who works here, or you're on your way. Look at this, yeah! The Alumni Association should be very proud. Yes, yes, James Bond, don't forget to stand. We are so proud of our alumni. All right, the Diamondback, which is primarily online, unless you're really old and you remember when you'd get it every day so you could do the crossword puzzle during class. There will be an advertisement in the final issue of the Diamondback, which comes out on May 8th and is actually a print version that'll list all the recipients of this evening's awards, suitable for framing or for keeping until you're really old and then you wonder, why did I keep this so long? But you'll have it. So do take time on May 8th to pick up one of those Diamondback print pieces in the end of the year. Our third set of presenters this evening will be led by Jay Rossello. Jay is a fairly new person at the University of Maryland, serving as Vice President for Legal Affairs and General Counsel. And I am so glad he is my lawyer. And I have to tell you, he is just an extraordinary star in our galaxy right now. Jay will be followed by Erica Holdren, who is president of the Residence Hall Association and probably one of the kindest people you will meet, an extraordinary student leader who makes a difference for all students who reside in our many residence halls on campus. And finally, this group will be brought into the final, and you will get them all off bases and into home plate. Mr. Sean Flynn, who's a senior associate athletic director in intercollegiate athletics, and it is a joy to have Sean here as well, because he is not just a long-timer here, but he is also the parent of a Maryland student, which makes you super special. So won't you join me on stage, Jay?
Good evening, everyone. It's great to be here with all of you. The Mary McLeod Bethune Award is presented to a senior class member who has contributed most significantly to the advancement of the African American student community and the general interest of the University of Maryland. One of the most valued senior prizes, this award recognizes leadership in all areas of the campus community. The selection committee of the faculty and staff members suggested that this was an exceptionally talented group of senior leaders. The recipient of the 2024 Mary McLeod Bethune Award is Derek Boating Ojiman. Derek is a senior mechanical engineering major. An honors student, he is a thermodynamics teaching fellow, a student researcher for the UMD Applied Research Lab, and a Quest student consultant. Derek serves as executive board co-chair for College Success Scholars, has been inducted into ODK and Tau Beta Pi, and is a student leader for Christ in Culture. Quoting from our award recipient's application, "When I hear the words leadership, the first word that comes to mind is connection. True leadership encompasses the relationships one creates with their group that motivates them to achieve a goal. This is the nature of leadership that I've lived by and showcase in three aspects, which are leading by example, creating an environment of growth, and taking time to develop community success. I have been advancing the need of African American and other minority students through these three aspects during my time at Maryland. Congratulations to Derek Boating Ojiman, recipient of the 2024 Mary McLeod Bethune Award. The Christopher Carey Customer Service Award recognizes a student employee who has demonstrated exceptional customer service to others through dining operations across campus. This award is named for Chris Carey, who was a student employee of dining services and worked at Mulligan's, the golf course restaurant. Each day that he came to work, Chris captured the essence of what is valued in dining services department. This award, named in Chris's memory, is a way of encouraging all employed in the University of Maryland Dining Services to strive for the same goals, to do so with pride, and always with Chris's great smile. Chris's parents, Mike and Linda Carey, are here this evening. Won't you please stand and let us recognize you, Mr. and Mrs. Carey. As I introduce the recipient of this award, Eugene Marfo Tutu, I ask him to join me on stage. Marfo is a computer science major from Hyattsville who is a student supervisor at 251 North. He started working for dining services while still in high school and has continued working for us in various jobs and units because he is so dependable and talented with a can-do attitude. During the summer months, Eugene utilizes his guest service skills and personality to lead our efforts to recruit new students during new student orientation and is highly successful in getting incoming students to join our team. Join me in applauding the winner of the 2024 Chris Carey Customer Service Award, Eugene Marfo Tutu. The Camille Rashbat Memorial Award for the outstanding member of the student judiciary is given to the person in the university student judiciary, USJ, who through his or her service most exemplifies the ideals of truth, honesty, integrity, empathy, and compassion. The award is named in memory of Camille Rashbat, who served on the student judiciary as a member and as a presiding officer of the Honor Council from 1997 to 1998. Camille died suddenly in October of 1998 from complications due to cancer treatment. This award is given with its name thanks to a generous gift from Camille's family. As I introduce our recipient, Bronwyn Morris, I ask her to join me on stage. Bronwyn is a criminology and criminal justice major from Falmouth, Massachusetts. She is a member of USJ, serving as a presiding officer and on its executive board. Bronwyn is an ambassador for BSOS College and a resident assistant for Wicomico Hall. She is currently researching how structural factors impact DC's violent crimes rates in the criminology and criminal justice honors program. Join me in applauding the winner of the 2024 Camille K. Rajput Memorial Award, Bronwyn Morris.
Good evening. Over 90% of our first-year students and thousands of upper-class students live in University of Maryland residence halls, apartments, and public-private partnership facilities. Unlike any other connection, students often find that their initial sense of community at the University of Maryland is with the residents of their floor or members of their hall council. Talented resident assistants who serve as role models, programmers, peer counselors, resource people, and engaged leaders nurture this sense of community. I would like to introduce you to the 2024 Residence Assistant of the Year, Julian Harris. As I introduce you, won't you please join me on stage? Julian Harris is a sophomore business major on a pre-law track from Brandywine, Maryland. He is a Pyeonchang Hall resident assistant, UMD orientation advisor, and a former Pyeonchang Hall community assistant. Julian is passionate about helping people and hopes to use this passion to one day practice family law. Congratulations to the 2024 Resident Assistant of the Year Award recipient, Julian Harris. In 1983, the Union at the University of Maryland was named for Adele H. Stamp, the Dean of Women at the University of Maryland from 1922 until 1966. In recognition of her many contributions to the university community, the Stamp annually presents this award to an undergraduate or graduate student who has worked to further similar causes. The individual receiving this award also receives a cash prize. I would like to invite the recipient of the 2024 Adele H. Stamp Memorial Award, Autumn Perky, to join me on stage as I share a bit about you to the audience. Autumn Perky is a fifth-year PhD student in government and politics, focusing on international relations and American politics from Hebron, Ohio. She received her bachelor's degree in political science from Ohio State University in 2019. Her research focuses on the intersection between political psychology, conflict processes, and public opinion. Congratulations, Autumn Perky, winner of the 2024 Adele H. Stamp Student Memorial Award.
Good evening. It's my pleasure to be here tonight. We talk about being at the University of Maryland, and we talk about a fun fact. Quick fact, I'm identical triplet, and one of my triplets works here on campus in Recwell, and we both got started in grad school many years ago, and I actually started in campus rec in Recwell, so we're excited to be here. The Student Athlete of the Year Award. The Department of Intercollegiate Athletics Student Athlete of the Year Awards are presented to an outstanding male and female intercollegiate athlete. This award holds up the extraordinary leaders who embody the characteristics of the best definition of a student athlete, or those individuals who can combine academic excellence, leadership on the field of competition and on campus, as well as athletic excellence. As I introduce you to our two recipients, I ask them to join me on stage. Emily, please join me on stage. Ajax couldn't join us tonight, so I'll accept his award. Emily is a graduate student, majoring in public health sciences from Bel Air, Maryland. She is a standout goalie for the Maryland women's lacrosse team, who has garnered multiple career honors, including the Torrington Watch List, Big Ten Goaltender of the Year, and the 2023 USA Lacrosse Magazine Preseason National Goaltender of the Year. Emily presently has a 4.0 GPA in her graduate program and has been recognized as the Big Ten Distinguished Scholar for the past 3 years. Congratulations. Ajax couldn't join us today, but Ajax is a senior majoring in business management from Portland, Oregon. He plays long pole defense for Maryland men's lacrosse team. Ajax has received multiple honors, including the 2024 Torrington Watch List. He was just named Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year last week. In 66 career forced turnovers, ranks him 14th all-time. He was named an Inside Lacrosse second-team All-American in 2023 and earned the historic #1 jersey for the 2024 season, only the second time a defender has ever worn that jersey. So let's give a hand for Ajax, who couldn't join us. The next award, the James H. Kehoe and Ethel Kessler Awards. The James H. Kehoe Award and Ethel Kessler Award honor the former men's intramural sports director, Jim Kehoe, and the former women's intramural sports director, Ethel Kessler. Both of these individuals served for a combined 45 years. This award is presented by University Recreation and Wellness to an undergraduate or graduate student who has provided the highest degree of leadership and service to the recreational needs of the university community. Let me introduce you to the recipient. Niloufar Modani, please join me on stage. She is a graduate student in the School of Public Health, working towards her master's in public health and behavioral and community health, and involved with the University Career Center and SCI at the UMD Club. Her proven commitment to promoting personal growth and an increased sense of well-being among the university community is evidenced in her many leadership and volunteer roles here on campus. She consistently nurtures positive communities on campus based in meaningful connections, trust, and respect to support healthy lifestyles. Won't you join me in congratulating 2024 James H. Kehoe and Ethel Kessler Award to Niloufar Modani. Congratulations. The Spirit of Maryland Awards. The Spirit of Maryland Awards are presented annually in lieu of traditional homecoming king or queen honoree to two members of the senior class who, through their achievements, have most exemplified the spirit of the University of Maryland. Criteria for the award include outstanding scholarship, leadership, campus involvement, community service, and communication skills. This award is presented annually in the fall semester during homecoming celebrations. Let us congratulate these two recipients by having them stand to be recognized. Congratulations once again, Lady Gail Escobar and Lucas Francal, our 2024 Spirit of Maryland Award recipients. Thank you.
I've had at least one person at my table that wants your playlist because they want to know every song. It's highly competitive. 6 weeks on a new knee. I love Sean Flynn going off that stage. Did you notice that? Smooth as ice. I want to say thank you to our colleagues in dining services, and particularly Good Tidings Catering, Phil, making it all happen tonight. And sitting back at that Carey Award-winning table is none other than my dear friend and colleague, Joe Molyneux, who directs dining service and is on the precipice of his own retirement. And so when I think about senior graduates of this university, Joe started his career as an undergrad here and went to work in dining service as an undergrad. And it reminded me of the last set of awards, not only the Carey Award, but the Judicial Programs Award. He had to work in dining or go to judicial programs for stealing something out of the dining hall. And he says thus began his career. And it is a joy. So will our soon to graduate, Joe Molyneux, please stand so we can appreciate your many decades. That is napkin waving worthy. It really is. It's quite extraordinary. In just a minute, you're going to have your very special main plates pulled. But while we do that, I just want to tell you that there were a number of people that are here this evening that were involved in award selection committees. And I just want to have them stand so that we can recognize the great effort in reading these extraordinary applications and or seeking nominations. And will those of you who are involved in some way in an award selection process, please stand so that we may thank you. I'd also like to give a big shout out to Donna Lim and Michelle Reese, who really do make this whole thing come together in all of its pieces and parts and award plaques and the like. So Donna, will you please stand, who's the ringleader of the circus, and Michelle Reese, who makes all the print publications and lots of the invitations work. And then finally, take a moment, chat amongst yourselves. There's still time to take pictures. And you're going to get dessert because you've been really good. Hang tight.
Young and lovely, the girl from Ipanema goes walking when
All right, my fine feathered friends, I'm giving you like a 1-minute warning to mosey to your tables. And I'll make a few announcements while I'm doing that. Well, what is sitting in front of some of you, because I see it arriving, is the dessert selection. And I will tell you that that is Smith Island cake, which I have no idea how you make such beautiful thin layers. But it is the state dessert. And I grew up in Illinois. I don't believe we had a state dessert. So this is really something. So enjoy your state dessert this evening. One of the things you've heard is some of our presenters this evening are university administrators, faculty, staff members. So I would love, there's a number of folks who represent faculty and staff at the University of Maryland that are here this evening. And if you don't mind just taking a stand, you saw Joe Molyneux earlier, but there's others that are here at different tables in addition to our presenters table. Will you stand if you work at the University of Maryland as a faculty and or staff member? You can tell who planned the banquet. They stayed seated. They're like, we're too tired to stand. There are some of the awards that will find their way to the Wall of Honor, and that will be done by graduation time because they were secret and we didn't tell you in advance. That will be done in the next week and a half. In addition, one of the things that I just want to remind you of is that you have Mother's Day coming. It's coming fast. And we're going to help you out as long as you can keep them living. So at some point in one of the breaks, you want to choose who's going to get the flowers on the table. However you make that decision, you may be, who flips the coin the most or whatever, but you're warmly welcome to take the flowers at the end of the evening, but don't fight. If we see tussles, we will come for you. And I will bring James Bond from Student Conduct with me. But don't forget, Mother's Day. This could be your magical moment for those of you who are lucky enough to still have mom. Our next presenters represent some of the best, coolest people you'll ever meet, and I would like to introduce the three of them. The leadoff hitter in this section will be Alexandra DeBus, who is the student government president and is an extraordinary person who I've grown to love and know well. A biochemistry major, Alex was and is a part of the Gemstone program, so she is finishing her research as we speak. She is on the Dean Student Advisory Board, she's on the STAMP Advisory Board, and she is a member of Kappa Alpha Theta Sorority. She will be followed by Dr. Georgina Dodge, who is Vice President for Diversity and Inclusion and who needs the playlist so she can know exactly which songs she almost knew. Dr. Stephen Roth is the Associate Vice Provost and Dean of the Graduate School. In his first year in this role, we are so grateful for the partnership that so many of us enjoy with Steve and are so grateful to have him here this evening presenting awards. So, won't you join me, Alex, in your presentations?
Thank you, Marcia. The Student Government Association presents the William L. Thomas Award annually. For 27 years, the late Bud Thomas served as Vice President for Student Affairs. Bud was at so many of these awards banquets, so we remember his rich life and legacy by seeking to advance the causes that were important to Bud, including leadership and student governance. This award recognizes individuals who have directly contributed to the Student Government Association and its constituents. Let me tell you about this year's recipient of the 2024 William L. Thomas Award winner, Adriana Giuliani, as I ask her to join me on stage. Adriana is a government and politics major from Elkton, Maryland. This Civicus alum is a legislative representative and the Speaker pro tempore within the Student Government Association. She is also an executive member of Empowering Women in Law and holds membership in the Omicron Delta Kappa and the Food Recovery Network. Congratulations, Adriana Giuliani. The Linda Clement Outstanding Advisor Award is presented to a University of Maryland faculty or staff member who has provided outstanding service as an advisor to a campus student organization. This advisor is a viable and integral part of the success of student organizations. They contribute to the growth and development of individual students in the organization, and they are considered a role model. This award is named after the former Vice President for Student Affairs and past student group advisor who provided exemplary leadership to the UMD campus community and whose strong support for student organizations is one of her most significant legacies. The 2024 Linda Clement Outstanding Advisor for a Student Organization is Ali Riza Khalid. Ali Riza, won't you join me on stage? Ali Riza Khalid is a professor in the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering and the Institute for Systems Research. He is the founding faculty advisor for the Terps Racing EV team. He is an author, co-author of more than 220 technical papers and the editor-in-chief for the IEEE Transactions on Transportation Electrification. His nominator had this to say about his advisor. A trait I greatly admired in the leadership style of Professor Khalid is his proclivity for diversity and inclusion. The Terps Racing EV team is a very diverse group and consists of a lot of students from minority backgrounds. As a minority student of African descent, I deeply appreciated how involved, welcomed, and important he made me feel. Despite being from a very different background and having a different speaking style, he prioritized my contribution to the Terps Racing team. He ensured that every member of the team's leadership is included in all the decision-making processes. The University of Maryland emphasizes the importance of creating and fostering a safe and diverse environment for their students, and I have watched Professor Khalid enforce this tenet in the operations of the team. Congratulations, Ali Reza Khalik, the 2024 Linda Clement Outstanding Advisor for a Student Organization.
Good evening, everyone. It is absolutely invigorating to be in the presence of all of this student brilliance tonight. And it's also so uplifting to be among so many servant leaders amongst all of the population here at the University of Maryland. The Nimburu Cultural Center serves as a community and cultural center for all members of the campus community. Each year, the center presents 2 awards. The John B. Slaughter Outstanding Senior Award is presented in honor of John Slaughter, who served as Chancellor of the University from 1982 to 1988. This award is presented to an African American senior who is a role model and student activist, and who has made a concerted effort to contribute to the intellectual and co-curricular development of African American students. This year's recipient is Sierra Hall. Sierra, please join me on the stage. Sierra Hall is from Westbury, New York, and is a 3.89 GPA senior majoring in hearing and speech sciences. She is a member of the Maryland Gospel Choir, treasurer of Soul, Sisterhood of Unity and Love, and a student ambassador at the Nimburu Cultural Center, as well as first runner-up in the Miss Unity Scholarship Pageant. Sierra has received and accepted a full scholarship from Purdue University to pursue a master's degree in speech-language pathology with the goal of becoming a medical speech-language pathologist. Won't you please join me in celebrating? Yes, indeed. Sierra Hall. The second award presented by the Nimburu Cultural Center is the J. Otis Williams Memorial Award. This award honors the late Otis Williams, who served as the director of the Nimburu Cultural Center. This award recognizes students who have demonstrated outstanding leadership and dedication to cultural awareness and identity development, and who have advocated for student interest. This year's recipient is Mason Minus. Mason, please join me on stage. Okay, I know Mason is amazing, but I gotta talk, y'all, okay? Come on. Mason Minus is a junior government and politics major. He has been the president of the Black Student Union for the past 2 years and works to provide a secure and inclusive environment for Black students. Mason aspires to go to law school, and he will make it, after he finishes his undergraduate degree. In the future, he would like to create nonprofit organizations that focus on aiding impoverished communities. This is Mason. Please join me in congratulating the winner of the J. Otis Williams Cultural Leadership Award, Mason Minus. Okay, we gotta do a picture. Oh, here. Good job. Grace Milkey is a senior history major with a minor in leadership studies. I messed up and started in the wrong place. Let me back up. Let me tell you about the award first. We'll get to you, Grace. The Mildred and Richard Loving Award is named in honor of Mildred and Richard Loving for their bravery and perseverance during their fight to invalidate miscegenation laws via the landmark Supreme Court decision in Loving versus Virginia. This award is presented to a member of the university undergraduate community who has demonstrated a significant and ongoing commitment to multiracial and cross-cultural causes and communities. Now, this year's recipient is Grace Milkey. Grace, please join me on the stage. Grace Milkey is a senior history major with a minor in leadership studies. She has done substantial educational work for the Multiracial Biracial Student Association, MBSA. She wants to incorporate her work into her future career, where she is seeking positions in the nonprofit sector. Quoting from our award recipient's application, "I have always been conscious about my biracial identity, but I did not have the language I needed to perfectly encapsulate how I felt navigating Filipino and German American identities as a child. After attending several MBSA events and finding a strong community here, I became their Director of Cultural Competency. I wanted to continue to foster this special community for other multiracial folks who also may not have had this support system available to them when they were younger. Please join me in congratulating the winner of the Mildred and Richard Loving Award, Grace Milkey." And now I have the pleasure of welcoming my colleague, Dean Roth.
Good evening. Nice to see everyone. Great event. I'm here to present the Graduate Student Distinguished Service Awards. Several months ago, student organizations, deans, directors, department heads, and faculty members were invited to nominate outstanding graduate students for these awards. The response was overwhelming. Campus citizens were eager to laud the accomplishments of graduate students from across the campus in the areas of scholarship, leadership, involvement, and service. As the criteria for this prestigious award were considered, the Selection Review Committee recommended looking at the merits for this award separately for master's level and doctoral level students. Hence, we will recognize 2 recipients of the service awards this year. Here are our finalists. I would invite each finalist to come to the stage so that we may recognize you, and I will read your bios as you are coming up. The first is John Carlo Cambista. John is a pharmacist from the Philippines who is pursuing a PhD in neuroscience and cognitive science in the College of Behavioral and Social Sciences. He has previously studied in the Philippines, the People's Republic of China, and Israel. Carlo is interested in understanding how the brain develops and functions. Outside of academia, he is passionate about singing and volunteers his free time to work with vulnerable populations. Jaden Mikulinskaya. Jaden is a first-generation college student from Appleton, Wisconsin. She received her Bachelor of Arts in Sociology from the University of Wisconsin-Eau Claire. Jaden will be graduating with a Master of Arts in Higher Education from the College of Education. She has committed herself to expanding her service, leadership, and scholarship beyond the classroom. Jaden serves as the Graduate Student Senator in the University's Senate, Chair of the University Senate Student Affairs Committee, and member of various university committees. Joel Miller. Joel is a doctoral student in educational policy in the College of Education. Joel received his Bachelor of Arts in History from American University and a Master of Arts in Teaching from Towson University. He researches historical and contemporary implications of policy processes on the experiences of public school students. As an educator, he is committed to nurturing students' sense of belonging and success. He lives in Dundalk, Maryland. Losser Nee Coughlin. Losser hails from Macungie, Pennsylvania. They are currently working on their master's in entomology. Losser received their Bachelor's of Science in Biology from Penn State's Shreya Honors College. With their passion for disability advocacy, Losser has helped create more holistic support for graduate students within this community. Their goal is to teach entomology or biology in a post-secondary classroom inclusive of disabled people. Esther Olonimoyor. Esther is a first-generation, third-year doctoral candidate in the Department of Chemistry and Biochemistry who hails from the southwestern part of Nigeria. She received her Bachelor of Technology in Industrial Chemistry from the Federal University of Technology, Akure, in Nigeria. Esther is passionate about science and community and strives to bridge cultures and inspire others. With a global perspective, Esther aims to positively impact research and beyond. And finally, someone you'll recognize, Autumn Perkey. As a reminder, Autumn is not only the Graduate Student Government President, she's a fifth-year PhD student in government and politics, focusing on international relations and American politics. She received her bachelor's degree in political science from The Ohio State University in 2019. Her research focuses on the intersection between political psychology, conflict processes, and public opinion. Please join me in celebrating the accomplishments of all of these outstanding graduate student leaders. Now, the finalist, the actual award recipient. So, the recipient of the Master's Level Award was nominated with the following words. This recipient has done an excellent job in connecting student advocates and leaders within UMD's disability community with each other. While the community has often been scattered, this individual has put great work into connecting different groups and individuals to form a more unified community and be more coordinated in our approach to disability self-advocacy at UMD. Their welcoming, transparent leadership has laid the foundations for a much stronger disability community at UMD in the years to come. And I can personally speak to those words. Please join me in congratulating the 2024 winner of the Master's Level Graduate Student Distinguished Service Award, Losser Nee Coughlin.
Thank you. I'm really honored to receive this award as a result of my work in the disability community. I love that community so much, and it's been the most transformative part of my experience at UMD to see myself as part of a global movement for disability justice and liberation. To that end, I beseech the leaders of this institution to increase financial transparency, divest from companies violating human rights, and stand up for their Palestinian students suffering an ongoing genocide. I ask everyone here to speak out against state violence and oppression against disabled people, whether it's CARE courts in California, the Israeli occupation forces in Gaza, or MPD at the GW encampment. Free Palestine, free Congo, free Sudan, free Haiti, free Tigray, free everyone. Thank you.
And now for the doctoral level Graduate Student Distinguished Service Award. The nominators said, the recipient is highly respected by her peers, faculty, and members of the UMD community alike. She is known for her collaborative spirit, strong work ethic, and unwavering commitment to excellence. Her ability to foster inclusive environments and bring people together to achieve common goals is truly commendable. It is evident throughout her time at UMD as a graduate student, she has consistently demonstrated a strong commitment to service and leadership. She has actively sought out opportunities to contribute to the welfare of others, embodying the ethos of servant leadership in all her endeavors. Congratulations to the 2024 winner of the Distinguished Service Award, Esther Olunimiro.
I feel so honored to be recognized for the work that I have been, opportune to do here on UMD campus. At the start of my program, I did not anticipate a day like this. I traveled, several miles away from family and my home country. But on getting to the campus, I saw a gap. I saw a need. And that spurred me into action. And so I truly believe that leadership is about taking responsibility. And I think if we all will take responsibility, the world will really be a better place. Thank you so much to the selection committee and to the leadership of the UMD campus. And I'm really honored to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Steve. Thank you to a couple more groups of people. One is to the event and guest services staff in the Stamp, who not only sling the chairs into place, but make sure the AV works with such beauty and precision. And I am so grateful to them for their work. I also would love to say thank you to Cheek to Cheek. You are like playing people on and off with such grace and beauty. We come to our final portion of this evening, and the final two presenters are Dr. Patricia Patty Perillo, who's Vice President for Student Affairs. I introduced her earlier this evening, and you got a chance to meet her. She's joined by her co-presenter here, Dr. Daryl Pines, who's president of the university, having previously served as the dean of the Clark School of Engineering. There were a lot of engineers tonight, too. Did you hear that? And we are so blessed to have them both as the leaders of the institution, and they come to present an additional bevy of people on the stage.
For the person who has thanked everyone possible, let us thank Dr. Marcia Ginsler Stevens for her. As I said earlier, President Pines, Provost Rice, myself, and everyone else just loves this opportunity to honor and celebrate our students. We've come to the last series of awards for the evening. Each of the finalists for the Wilson H. Elkins Award and the UMD Model Citizen Prize combined to form the Maryland Medallion Society. This prestigious group showcases the talents of 20 of the brightest and most capable of the university's undergraduate student leaders. Together, these individuals boast an exceptional cumulative grade point average, leaders in the classroom and in countless student organizations. These 20 individuals have enlivened our university. Their leadership legacy seems to know no bounds. As I introduce each finalist, just as we've done all night, I invite you to join me on the stage. President Pines joyfully will present each Maryland Medallion member with their medallion. Are you ready? Okay. Omele Adayema. Omele Adayemi is a communication major on the media and digital track with a minor in humanities, health, and medicine from Baltimore, Maryland. She's the president of the Senior Council, co-president of Alpha Lambda Delta Honor Society, and multimedia director of the Student Entertainment Events. Upon graduation, Omele will be continuing her education at Maryland, which we're glad about, in the Communication Graduate Program. Anushka Oliviv. Anushka Olive is a civil engineering major from Middletown, Maryland. She's heavily involved in Engineers Without Borders, of which she was president, media technology chair, and water systems sub-team lead. Anushka also worked as an undergrad researcher with UMD's Center for Disaster Resilience. Ukshuya Balaji. Ukshuya is pursuing dual degrees in biology and environmental science, currently on the pre-medicine track. She's hoping to explore the intersection of environmental science and public health. She's currently an intern for Alternative Breaks, a researcher at the Food and Drug Administration, and an orthopedic clinic scribe. Stephen Barrett. Stephen is a government and politics and computer science, government and politics and computer science with a concentration in data science dual degree student. Throughout his time at the University of Maryland, Stephen has served in a number of leadership roles to include University Senate, Dean's Student Advisory Board, and the Student Alumni Leadership Council. Upon graduation, Stephen looks forward to pursuing a career in public service with a focus on the global clean energy transition. Nathan Boyle. Nathan is a neuroscience and Persian studies dual degree student from Crownsville, Maryland. He's been active on campus through Partners in Health Engage, the Student Government Association, and the Persian Flagship Program. Nathan hopes to pursue a career combining his interest in global health and medical research. Malia Brown. Malia is a government and politics and criminology and criminal justice dual degree student with an M-Law minor from Waldorf, Maryland. She's committed to service through Alpha Phi Omega, the BSOS Dean Student Advisory Council, and the Justice and Legal Thought Scholars Program. Malia aspires to attend law school focusing on social justice. Mutias Cuchero. Matias is a government and politics major and a first-generation college student who is passionate about leadership and community engagement. He is president of the Coalition of the Latinx Student Organizations, vice president of La Unidad Latina, Lambda Upsilon Lambda Fraternity Incorporated, and a founder and president of the Latin Pre-Law Society. Alexandra DeBus. Alexandra is a biochemistry major who currently serves as the student body president. She is the team ombudsperson for the Gemstone team, Alo Sportum, a member of the Dean's Student Advisory Council, Stamp Advisory Council, UMPD Advisory Council, and Kappa Alpha Theta sorority. Alex hopes to pursue a career in medicine upon graduation. Nicholas Enoch. Nicholas is a government and politics major minoring in international development and conflict management from Moncton, Maryland. He's involved in Omicron Delta Kappa, vice president of the Muslim Student Association, vice president of marketing and public relations for UMD Senior Council, and an Adobe ambassador and member of Global Fellows. Le Danielle Escobar. This ODK Leader of the Year and the Spirit of Maryland recipient is an American Studies and Sociology dual degree student with a minor in Asian American Studies. She's from Baltimore, Maryland. Le Danielle is co-president of the Asian American Student Union, member of the Undergraduate Studies Dean's Advisory Board, and a student worker in Stamp Studio A. Lucas Frankel. Lucas is a bioengineering student with a minor in global engineering leadership with a 4.0 GPA. He's a member, yes, we should clap for that, that's right. He's a member of the University Honors Program, Omicron Delta Kappa, a Clark School ambassador, and a contributing author on 3 academic publications. Lucas has also studied abroad in Madrid. Annabelle Grant. Annabelle is a government and politics and criminology and criminal justice dual degree student. She's co-chair of the Student Government Review Coalition, a community advocate for the University Student Judiciary, a teaching assistant for the Maryland's Fellows Program, events and lectures chair for Omicron Delta Kappa, peer mentor in the Justice and Legal Thought Scholars Program, vice president of Phi Alpha Delta Pre-Law Fraternity, and captain in the Maryland Mock Trial Program. After graduation, she will be serving Teach for America Baltimore, where she hopes to help advance educational equity while preparing for law school. Muntaha Haq. She is an international business major and minors in sociology. She's the director of diversity, equity, and inclusion for the Student Government Association, vice president of communications of the Asian American Student Union, and a member of the Hate Bias Student Advisory Group. Muntaha has an interest in advocacy and policy change, specifically within the government sector. In the fall, she will begin her career at Bloomberg. Piper Jackson is a public Piper Jackson. Piper, where's Piper? There she is. Hey, Piper. I'm just so taken by these extraordinary students. I was just thinking, like, what? I wasn't doing this at 18, 19, 20 years old. My goodness. Piper is a public policy major from Baltimore, Maryland. Her favorite part of college has been working a congressional internship, and serving as the Panhellenic Association president. Piper is also a member of Gamma Phi Beta, Ignite, and Order of Omega. After graduation, she will be continuing this fall at Maryland to pursue her master's degree in public policy. Meghana Kotraya. Meghana is a government and politics and agriculture and resource economics dual degree student with an Asian American Studies minor from Gaithersburg, Maryland. She's involved on campus with the Student Government Association, the Student Alumni Leadership Council, and Omicron Delta Kappa. Meghana is also a student leader in the College of Ag and Natural Resources. Mohammed NJ. Mohammed is a neurobiology and physiology major from Baltimore, Maryland. This global public health scholar is involved with the American Chemical Society, Club Soccer, and the Blood Pressure Screening Project. He also served as biology teaching assistant and a Do Good Accelerator Fellow. Mohammed has a passion for community health engagement and is dedicated to empowering underserved populations through education, advocacy, and access to resources. Zoa Nicholson. Zoa, who we often call Zoe, is an information systems and supply chain management dual degree student from Parkton, Maryland. This College Park Scholars alumna has served as president of the UMD Student Alumni Leadership Council, president of Omicron Delta Kappa, and board member of the Smith School's Dean Student Advisory Council. Mauricio Ortiz Tapia. Mauricio is an operations management and business analytics and supply chain management dual degree student with minors in French studies and U.S. Latino studies. A first-generation college student, he served as president of La Unidad Latina Lambda Upsilon Lambda Fraternity Incorporation and the Coalition of Latino Student Organizations. Following graduation, he plans to work in the produce distribution industry, travel, and continue lifelong learning. Alexa Stimson. Alexa is a finance and international business major from McLean, Virginia. Her time on campus has been committed to creating community and improving the student experience through various involvements such as Residence Hall Association, Student Alumni Leadership Council, and Omicron Delta Kappa. After graduation, she will be a consultant in Virginia and plans to be on campus regularly to cheer on the Terps. Caroline Thorne. Caroline is a government and politics major, minoring in sustainability studies from Silver Spring, Maryland. She is an intern for the Office of Government Relations and a program coordinator for the Maryland Democracy Initiative's La Fair Democracy Internship Program. Caroline completed internships at the White House, the Office of Representative Steny Hoyer, and the Embassy of Spain's Office of Agricultural, Fisheries, and Food. She's also served as the Director of Governmental Affairs for the Student Government Association. Following graduation, she will remain at Maryland and attend the Maryland School of Public Policy for a master's degree. Won't you join me one more time in honoring all of these outstanding senior leaders? Absolutely extraordinary. So now we're going to award the Wilson H. Elkins Award. All the members of the Maryland Medallion Society are eligible for the Wilson H. Elkins Citizenship Award. The honor is presented annually to a senior who displays outstanding involvement and leadership in campus activities and who has contributed significantly to the general advancement of student affairs. The award is named for University of Maryland President Wilson Elkins, who served from 1954 to 1978. Have I already introduced you to each of the finalists of this award? I introduce our award winner by reading from this individual's essay. And I quote, "As I reflect on my 4 years here and the various involvements I've had, I feel proud and fulfilled that I've made a contribution to this campus when I see my mentees on campus excited to see me and friends I've made from all the different organizations. I gained a sense of self-awareness and confidence beyond what I could have imagined. The magic of UMD is that the more you commit to helping others and improving their experience, the more you end up with the same benefits in return. I'm proud of the way I've engaged with others on campus and that I've contributed to the overall community to ensure the betterment of UMD for futures to come." Won't you join me in congratulating the recipient of the 2024 Wilson H. Elkins Award, Alexa Stimson.
Thank you. Jokingly, I was like, I won't prepare, or I don't need to do that. And then here I am, and that's really embarrassing. So bear with me, guys. I'm really sorry. I just want to say thank you so much. It is such an honor to be standing up here with these amazing student leaders. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who's helped me kind of grow into who I am and find my place here on campus. I think I'm so lucky to have found community on this campus and got to know this campus and all of its amazing members. So thank you all so much.
Now we will award the University of Maryland Model Citizenship Prize. The University of Maryland Model Citizenship Prize is the most prestigious university award presented to 2 members of the graduating senior class who during their collegiate year have most nearly typified the model citizen and have contributed significantly to the general advancement of the interest of the university. By the generous donation from an anonymous Model Citizenship Prize alumni benefactor, each Model Citizenship Prize recipient will receive a $1,000 honorarium. All members of the Maryland Medallion Society are finalists for this high honor. I want to read to you from our first recipient's essay. One of the most significant lessons I've learned from my leadership journey is at the University of Leadership, is that I can thrive in any setting. My journey with Alpha Phi Omega has not only shaped me as a leader, but also instilled in me a commitment to service and community. As I continue to advocate for positive change and inclusivity, I'm reminded that leadership knows no boundaries and that the impact we make is measured not by accolades, but by the lives we touch and the difference we strive to make every day. I'm grateful for the opportunities I've had and look forward to continuing to serve and inspire others in my path that lies ahead. Aaliyah Brown. You are a recipient. You have left an indelible mark on this campus with your commitment to countless people and the groups that you have led. You are the rightful recipient of this award. Wow. Can you say a few words?
Oh my gosh. Thank you all so much. I wrote this outside because I didn't think that I was going to get it, because everyone standing up here is so amazing, but I am so grateful and honored to be even considered for this award, so thank you so much. And I just wanted to say, I would like to thank my family, mentors, and friends for always encouraging me to strive for the best and supporting me through times that were not the best. Throughout my involvements, I learned that, again, just as what was stated, that it's not about the titles or accolades that we receive, it's about the impact, big or small, that we have on others. And I'm so grateful for my time here at the University of Maryland, and wish everyone well as you take on whatever comes next. Thank you so much.
Our second recipient of the UMD Model Citizen Prize has this to say, reading from the recipient's application, and I quote, "The nature of my leadership career at the University of Maryland has been reflective of my own life experience as a Latino first generation and post-pandemic collegiate student. As for the overwhelming majority of this graduating class, my first year was completely overshadowed by the underwhelming essence of virtual education. However, this was by no means a crutch. Instead, it empowered me to make something more of myself here at the university and as a Terp. I have learned that it does not matter how far I go if I do not bring up those around me as well." This recipient is someone who has brought up everyone he has touched during his time here. And our second 2024 UMD Model Citizenship Prize recipient is Mutias Cuchero. Where is he?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I also did not think I was going to win, so I did not prepare anything. I did take a screenshot of a quote while I was sitting down on the side, just in case. So, "It is not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent, but the ones most responsive to change." Charles Darwin. And while I don't necessarily agree with everything that man has to say, I do believe that overcoming adversity is an important quality of leadership. And it is true, all of us here behind us and many of these students face adversity with COVID and above and beyond to deal with that. I feel honored to receive this award. I would like to thank, there's a lot of people in this room that have helped guide me and mentor me to get to this position. And I would like to thank all of you personally after this. But I know my parents are watching on the cameras. Bueno, tengo mucho orgullo y gracias por todo lo que hacen ustedes por mí. Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah.
We come to the end of the evening. Quick message for these folks. Stay right where you are. We're going to take a really great family portrait in just a minute, so stay up here with me. This is for all of us this evening. Dear ones, this is about you. You just heard Matias talk about parents, talking to his parents. It's about the people who got you here. It's about the people you are today because of the influence of others. So for all of us, be brave and willful, wise and strong. Don't try to be perfect. People whose lives have and will transform your lives include those you love, those whose stories you tell, and those whose stories influence your own. They will benefit from your good works, the truth-telling, the deep affections. Be generous with yourself and with other people. And for God's sakes, come home here often because we need your inspiration and your wisdom regularly. Thank you all for coming tonight and for spending time with us. Don't forget the flowers, because there's somebody who needs it. If not somebody in your family, it's somebody who needs brightening up. So thank you for being here. This group's going to stay for a picture, so all those folks who love them, you're going to want to get those pictures. But for the rest of us, thanks a bundle. Drive home safely.